We having fun? We having fun? Let me bring up Mr. Steve Robinson.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to pre-apologize because I'm not a very good public speaker, but I got some stuff to say here. So, thank you everyone for coming out here and hanging out. This is important stuff we're doing, and we the people are together in this. We're a team, and we're talking about corrupt politicians, people that are not owning up to their oath of office right now. Their power rests in us. We, the people, are the bosses in this country. That's right. So, I'm not good at going off the hip, so I'm going to read something I wrote here. So, sorry. Bear with me, guys. Our founding fathers gave everything that we may live free from tyranny. They gave us not a pure democracy, but a republic based on the rule of constitutional law, protecting the minority and the individual rights, not the often manipulated will of the majority. That is why our elected representatives must take an oath to serve the people and follow the Constitution. Many of our representatives are corrupt and unscrupulous. They have become increasingly tyrannical and are trampling our Constitution and our rights. We need to remind them that a broken oath is treason, and that can no longer be tolerated. Our founding fathers, they placed a great deal of responsibility upon us, the people. The power of our nation was put in the hands of we the people. And I apologize, but we have failed to maintain that power. And by doing so, we have relinquished the power to our elected representatives. So now we find ourselves in a position where many of our so-called leaders have run amok. They're abusing their power, and they're making themselves exempt and protected from accountability for their actions against us. These are dark times, my friends, but I have good news. Those founding fathers also gave us a path to find our way back if we ever find our nation lost like we are right now. It lies in the system that we have allowed to be turned against us. We take back our power by taking action within that system together, by becoming a precinct committeeman, by calling and emailing your representatives, showing up to their hearings and their meetings to look them in the eyes when they are making decisions that will affect our lives and our communities. We need to become a part of the selecting of our elected representatives, not just showing up to vote for the lesser of two evils. We don't need any more of the same self-serving politicians. We need principled, constitutional patriots that will use courage and stand up in the face of corruption and do what's right. It seems it seems recently like our corrupt representatives are pushing us into a corner. Some say they're pushing us closer to a new revolutionary war. But let's face the reality here, people. We're already at war. And we've been at war for several years now, an ideological war, a thought war, a war of right versus wrong, and like my friend earlier said, good versus evil. Are we ready to reclaim our rights and liberty? Are we ready to take back the power that rightly belongs to the people? It's time for us to remind them who is the boss in this country. We the people. The oath breakers have taken their tyranny far past the point that our founding fathers took a firm stand against. They wagered their fortunes and their lives to win freedom from tyranny for the first 13 colonies. And in my opinion, they wrote the most beautiful and just document second only to the Bible itself. And that document put biblical and moral ideas into a written declaration of not just our freedom and liberty, but also a defined path that our civil servants are sworn and bound to. Many of them have now strayed from that path. And it's up to us to set it straight. But that freedom and liberty was not gained without action. It took good men and women taking a stand and doing what is right to fight and work for it. And once gained, it does not sustain itself. We must stay vigilant, educated, and ever engaged in order to keep it. It is time for everyone to honor their oath, my brothers and sisters. The Constitution in our country needs defending from domestic enemies. But let me just say this really quick, that we are not Antifa. We are not anarchists. We are not socialist fascists. We are Americans. We are not going to skip the hard work. What? Yeah. We're kind of pissed off Americans at this point, right? Yeah, definitely. We're not going to skip the hard work that we, the people, are responsible to do. We're not going to go straight to the streets, breaking windows, setting our communities on fire. We are not afraid to get our hands dirty by working hard to do the right thing and right all of the wrongs that are now looming over our heads. No American should be eager to engage in violence with their fellow countrymen, no matter how misguided their un-American ideologies have become. We are a nation of laws, and all means of peaceful revolution should and must be exhausted with all of our hearts and minds in order to avoid what many feel is inevitable under the current historical circumstances. But we are what make America great, and we can rise above it and overcome great obstacles when we stand united. Let me be very clear. We are by no means calling or advocating for violence in any way towards anyone. But let me ask you, what would our founding fathers have done if they were alive today? You're damn right they would. We're not there yet, and God willing, hopefully we will never get to that point. But in the meantime, the least we can do as patriots that love and care about the future of our country is to start getting educated, involved, and actually putting action behind our words to keep the elected representatives accountable to their oath of office and on the straight and narrow path defined in our Constitution. But back to what I was saying is that our founding fathers and countless men and women throughout our nation's history have sacrificed everything for our liberty, our freedom, and to keep us safe from tyranny. We can't just continue to complacently stand by and let it all be undone. The best way for us to honor their sacrifice is to get off our butts and invest our time, energy, and voices into reminding our elected representatives that they work for us, damn it. We need to focus on restoring our Constitution as the supreme law of the land above all others. In fact, it is our duty as Americans to do so. I am almost done. Bear with me. I apologize. I'm not good at this. We, the people, are supposed to be the masters, and the government is supposed to be the fearful servant. Yet we find ourselves in a position where the people are now in fear of our government. That's not right. We must hold the elected officials publicly accountable to their oaths of office. They must understand that we will no longer remain silent while they violate the Constitution and our rights without consequence. We can no longer be spectators in the political process. We must not only get involved, we must actively participate in order to secure the future of this country for our children and generations to come. Frederick Douglass, one of my favorite Americans in history, he once said, "A man's rights rest in 3 boxes: the ballot box, the jury box, and the cartridge box." Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to add a 4th to that: the recall box. When our elected officials stop answering to us, when they stop upholding their oath, their promise to us and to God, when they ignore the Constitution and our rights, when they turn their heads and ignore undeniable fraud and corruption through either ignorance or arrogance or corruption, then it is up to us to fire them. When they will not do their jobs and they no longer serve the best interests of the people, then we must remove them from office. We, the people, must recall them, starting with the Maricopa County Board of Supervisors. This is our call to action, and this is what we must now do. Thank you, and God bless.
That was awesome, Steve. Thank you. Okay, I'm sorry I'm back again, but I forgot to share a few things with you. I got some information from a few people that kind of know what they're talking about, that we've crashed their email systems several times in the past 3 or 4 days. Their phone lines have gone down. They're not coming to their office anymore. These guys are feeling the pressure. For the first time in the last several years, our legislators are finally being put in their place. Do not let the pressure up. Call them every day. Email them every day.
Let's go to Clinton's bar.
Drive by their offices and wave your flags. Make sure they know we aren't going anywhere. This is our home. Okay? And I got one more thing to say. Make America Great Again is something our president gave us. It was not a campaign slogan. It's a mandate. And it takes all of us to make America great again. Please commit your time. Make a commitment. www.WeThePeopleAZ It's a basic website right now, but it's our website. Ours. All of ours. It's for us. If you have information about rallies, if you have information about legislative action, we will put it up there. This is for us. Okay, so get a hold of us. Let us know. This movement does not rest in the people standing here. This movement rests in all of us and our neighbors and our families. I don't know about you guys, but every day when I get up, I make a commitment to this country because I do not want my grandkids to look me in the eyes 10 years from now and say, "Grandma, why didn't you do anything? Why don't I have the same future you had?" Our kids depend on us. Our grandkids depend on us. And damn it, I am not going to go to bed at night worrying that I didn't do everything that I could do to preserve that future for our kids. God bless you guys, and thank you so much.
Good job, Shelby.